Fromville just changed the rules. Not the monsters, not the woods, not the wailing at night. The script itself. Because what Episode 8 is about to reveal isn't just another layer of horror. It's the moment the town stops being a prison and starts being a trap that's already sprung. Boyd is walking straight into it. Sophia is already inside the walls, and the soul of a dead man just woke up screaming, trapped in his own mutilated corpse. This is the architecture of collapse, and by the end of this breakdown, you're going to realize the town doesn't want to kill them, it wants to watch them destroy each other. Let's go. Here's what most people miss about Fromville. It's not a place. It's a self-correcting script, and right now, that script is turning against its own characters. For seasons, we treated the town as a spatial anomaly, a prison you couldn't leave. But the pattern emerging this cycle tells us something far darker. The man in yellow has shifted tactics. It's not whispering in the woods anymore. It's infiltrating the town's leadership, engineering an internal dissolution so precise, so patient, it's almost elegant. And Boyd Stevens is the first piece to fall. Look at the tactical reality after Episode 7. The totem spear failure wasn't just a defeat, it was a psychological amputation. Boyd's confidence, gone. His anchor, Donna Raines, in a coma. What's left is a man so desperate, he's radiating it. And in Fromville, desperation is a beacon. So, what does Boyd do? He goes underground. Literally. His plan, retrieve the children's bones from the tunnels beneath the town, believing they're the key to breaking the cycle. It sounds like a rescue mission, but look at the narrative design. The tunnels aren't just hiding places for monsters. They are the structural core of Fromville. Boyd isn't launching a mission. He's walking into a controlled trap. And here's where it gets genuinely unsettling. Remember the voice Boyd heard in the dungeon well? The one that sounded like his son Ellis, asking about a boat? Everyone called it a hallucination. Everyone moved on. What if it wasn't a hallucination? What if it was a future transmission? Because the theory tracking this points to something massive. Beneath Colony House, there is an underground lake. Boyd is digging for bones, but the entity isn't waiting for bones. It's waiting for Boyd. Down there, in the dark, in the water. He's not looking in the wrong tunnels. He's looking in the wrong direction entirely. The question is, what happens to everyone above ground while Boyd is underground and distracted? That's where Sophia comes in. And I need you to hear this clearly. Sophia's arrival was not an accident. It was a strategic insertion. She is the man in yellow, wearing a teenager, wearing vulnerability. Here's what the behind-the-scenes detail that broke this wide open. The actress deliberately used two distinct scents while filming. A woody pine-heavy scent for her scenes as the man in yellow, and a soft, sweet fragrance for Sophia. Two identities, one body. A masterclass in infiltration. But forget the craft for a second. Look at what she's done. She didn't just crash a car. She induced a fatal seizure in the pastor, suffocated him in the clinic, then walked to the lost and found and stole his glasses to complete the costume of innocence. She quotes John 1:5, not out of faith, but because she knows exactly how desperate these survivors are for anything that sounds like God. And then there's Roger, using a single bird's egg, one egg, in what can only be called a ritual of desecration. Sophia resurrected him. But Roger isn't a standard monster. He's not snarling, he's not hunting. He's a puppet, face carved into a frozen, agonized smile, eyes sewn shut with clothing buttons. And here's the part that absolutely cannot be ignored. When Roger wakes up, he reaches for his own face. He lunges for the stairs, not to attack, but to escape his own body. That one moment confirms the darkest rule of Fromville. The dead don't get to leave. Their souls are recycled, hollowed out, and then handed back as weapons against the people who love them. But Sophia isn't done. Now she's targeting Henry. whispering that this reality is a dream, planting doubt so quietly, so carefully. She wants him to believe that committing violence against his own neighbors is the only way to wake them up. She's not just dismantling one mind. She's turning the last shred of communal sanity into a weapon of mass murder. So Boyd is underground, spiraling, and Sophia is upstairs, poisoning everything. But the entity isn't just working through proxies. It's working through biology. Fatima Stevens is changing. Not metaphorically, not emotionally. The evidence now suggests the town's entity didn't just haunt Fatima. It hijacked her reproductive system to reconstitute Smiley. An unholy maternal filial bond. And even after Smiley's physical death, the nervous systems of mother and monster stayed entangled. You see it in the red-tinted visual overlay. When Fatima looks at the town, she isn't just seeing it. She's receiving a real-time feed through the entity's own eyes. She is a living bridge between the human and the monstrous. But here's where Fatima does something nobody expected. She fights back. On her own terms, she's building a golem, mud and clay, guided by old Iranian folklore her father passed down. To a casual observer, grief, a coping mechanism, something to hold. Look deeper. In Fromville's reality, belief doesn't stay symbolic. Trauma manifests, which means this golem, built with intention, built with love, is becoming a psychic anchor. And here's the second-order analysis that rewrites everything. The golem isn't built to fight monsters. It's built to protect Jade. Because Jade has seen the pattern. Every time a truth seeker gets too close to the source, the town doesn't send monsters. The panicked townspeople turn on the truth seeker themselves. The town weaponizes human fear to silence the one person who might crack the code. Boyd underground creates hysteria. Sophia creates chaos. And as Jade's calculations lead him to the red door in the basement, the town is ready to turn on him. Fatima knows, and she's building his shield, not from creatures, from us, from what humans do to each other when they're terrified enough. Which brings us to the final layer, the one that changes the meaning of everything. Here it is, the bottom of the architecture. All of it, the linguistic loops, the rigid fatal cycles, the precise repetition, it points to one conclusion. We are inside a manuscript. We are reading Book 74. The Storywalkers, Julie Matthews. She can transition through time, but she's locked herself in total denial, suppressing her own agency because the truth is too enormous to face. She is the system's forgotten protagonist, the one character who could theoretically rewrite the ending. And the crows, don't dismiss the crows. They are Fromville's self-correcting safeguards. They signaled Jim's death. They watched the perimeters. And at the pastor's tree, where Sophia entered, no crows. The entity didn't just get past the defenses. It replaced them. The natural security protocols of the town have been hijacked. Quietly. Completely. Back to the boat. Boyd heard Ellis's voice asking about a boat. In a looping reality, that wasn't a breakdown. That was a transmission from a future cycle. Confirmation that beneath Colony House, in the underground lake, there is a boat, waiting. Boyd is digging for bones, and the answer is water. Episode 8 is the turning point. The internal relationships, the last human threads holding this community together, are about to snap. Boyd's desperate optimism pulls the survivors underground. Sophia quietly dissolves whatever's left of their sanity above. And the tragedy, the real tragedy, isn't that they might die. It's that they are going to participate in their own destruction. Fromville doesn't want corpses. It wants authors. It wants these people to write the ending themselves. In blood, in betrayal, in the ruin of every bond they built to survive. The final page of Book 74 has already started turning. And nobody in that town knows it yet. So here's what I need you to sit with. Is Julie Matthews the only one capable of rewriting this manuscript? Or did the entity already get to her too? And if Boyd finds the underground lake, Is the boat a way out? Or is it the cruelest trap the town has ever built? Drop your read below. I want to know exactly where your head is. If this breakdown cracked something open for you, like it, subscribe, and stay locked into Drama Crypt. We're tracking every whisper, every pattern, every crack in the walls before the screen goes black. I'll see you on the other side, if the night lets me.